Hello, everybody, and happy time zone. I depends on where you are. Most people I've noticed are not on the east side. Welcome, everybody. My name's LadyErianna, and today we're going to play Landstalker. I just ran this for RPG Limit Break a couple weeks ago. I'm going to be running the any percent Japanese version. Ran this for RPG Limit Break a couple weeks ago. I'm going to be running the any percent Shane Japanese version. I'm hearing echo. Weeks ago. Going to be running. All right, there we go. I should have just muted you. Okay. Anyways, yes, I ran this RPG Limit Break, and we're gonna give a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's stock some land. And I'm just gonna set the controller down because we got a 3.5 minute cutscene. So if anyone's ever played this game, what I like to call this game is, and to borrow a term from Nintendo, even though this is a Sega marathon, I call this the Zelda isometric experience. We definitely are controlling not Link here. This is definitely an adventure if you've never actually played this game. It's about a 3.5 minute cutscene, kind of shows you what is going on with the game. And as you can see, there's a lot of really, really tricky jumps. All right. Hopefully this is fixed this time. That was on. That was definitely probably on me. We'll still blame myself on that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to blame the cat. Anyways, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's stalk the land. Take 2. So yeah, as I was, you know what? I don't need to explain this again. I'm going to talk about my co-host, Laurel. Hey, Laurel. You want to say hi? I don't think Laurel wants to say hi. You are not a good commentator. I was paying you for that too. No, she don't care. That's Laurel for you. Anyways, my chair's stuck. I hate when that happens. So, yeah, we could easily get an idea as to what this game is like. Still, definitely not Link. We take control of a character called Nigel. Even though I'm playing the Japanese version, I refuse to call him Lyle because I played enough Phantasy Star 3 to know we don't like Lyle around here. So, anyways, the whole story here is that Lyle... I just said I was going to call him Nigel. Nigel is a treasure hunter. And he was sent by this old man to get a statue and, return it to this guy. Gonna pay him, treasure hunter stuff. Definitely not Locke either. Way before Locke. So he's like, hey, you got to eat the statue. Here's 2,000 gold for you. You're not going to have to work for a very long time with that kind of money. And then we realize, inflation's been a thing for the last 5 years. So, oh my God, we are now visited by not Navi. This is Friday. She's on the run from these 3 other treasure hunters known as Kayla, Wally, and Ink. Friday knows the whereabouts of the treasures of King Nole. Who's King Nole, might you ask? We'll never know. Hi, Mike. Hang on. We got another visitor. Come here, boy. We have another visitor. Oh my God. It's the chunky boy. Hi, Mike. You don't realize you're now going to get fur all over my dress. This is more important than lore. Yes. Yeah. Okay. He's like, let me down, please. We got 2 cats here. All right. Now we just need Taco to show up. We'll be all set. Anyways, Friday says, hey, I'll point you to where the treasures of King Nole are if you just save me from these people. So Nigel does. And Friday's like, yes, I will tell you where they are. They're on this island called Mercator. And we're kind of on the mainland now, so we have to take the best mode of transportation that has ever existed. And anyone who's played this game knows what kind of mode of transportation I'm talking about. I'm talking about giant bird with goggles on face. And also, Nigel's just standing on it like nothing matters because, when you have such a confident walk like Nigel does, you give zero cares in the world as to what's going on. So, oh my God, I probably should know how to pick up my eek. Now my nose is itchy, of course. So we have Giant Bird. We are dropped down on this island. This is known as King Nole's Cave. And we're kind of given a little bit of a tutorial area. Also, it did cost Nigel all of the gold that he just got for that bird. Because air travel is very expensive these days. And now we actually have control. So thankfully there's no monsters here yet. So the first thing we're going to do is pick up what's called a livestock. Anyone who's played the Nintendo version of this game, as I probably should not say the name, it's Zelda, it's not Newtopia. Newtopia did inspire this game, however. We're getting an item called livestock. So we're going to get a bunch of them. That's basically what they do is they increase our health, but unlike in other games, where it's basically more of a defensive thing to have more health, the more health you have in this game, the more damage you do. So we do want to get as much health as possible, while still being as fast as possible. There was no way we could jump that gap, and also we are just now floating down a river. Excuse me. Excuse me. Got allergies kicking in. I probably should have taken something for it. So, unfortunately, we failed to get the treasures of King Nole. And now we're just being sent down the river. I wish I could say something else to that. This is where my commentary buddy usually helps. But so we fell, face planted, because that's the only fall damage we're taking all game. Yes, I will say that Nigel does not take fall damage in this game, unlike other three-dimensional elf boys that wear green and have a fairy. Not naming any names. So now at this point, we are going to grab a few more chests here. This is what's called an eek-eek. Think of them like fairies from the other games. If you die, they'll revive you. Those will very much come in handy. Another livestock. And now we come up to the greatest trick in all of video game history. We're coming up onto what I affectionately call dog toss. And it's a near frame perfect trick to pick it up. And I bonked it. I did that at Limit Break too. I was standing a little too far back. Hey, dog, please. So we get to see extra attempts at dog toss now. Come here, dog. There we go. All right, lining up. There we go. So the greatest trick in all of speed gaming is the dog toss. It's a near frame perfect trick to pick it up. And you just saw it done twice because, dogs. Also, just to let everybody know, no dogs are harmed in the making or the playing of this game. Dogs are immortal, and unfortunately, we're not doing Dog Dungeon today. If you want to see that, definitely check out Limit Break, because that was an incentive that got met. And that was a load of fun. All right, so the first thing we're doing is we are visiting an old hermit that lives here in the Waterfall Shrine. The old hermit basically has information on where the treasures of King Nole are. And this is where we first start to get our platforming and combat down. We're going to try... good, you actually went right... There we go. And that was our first example of if it moves, you can step on it. And that was a little bit of sequence breaking. We're going to do a little bit more sequence breaking, but I'm actually killing these bubbles not only for their gold, but they also drop e-geeks. And, oh, I did not think I was going to get that. That's a little bit of a sequence break. It's going to allow us to have a key later on. Orcs, please. They were not green, therefore they were not proper orcs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up right here so we can both open this chest and talk to the hermit. Basically, the hermit, I call him the hermit. I don't know why. I don't think he is, but he lives alone in a waterfall shrine, so why not? He basically like, oh, you want to know about the treasures of King Nole? Come back later. I might have information for you. Very, very helpful. So one of the key things of combat is when Nigel slashes, he actually stands still. We're going to be doing that not so often. So we're going to try and out of a slash, we're going to do a jump to kind of cancel that slash animation for the lower enemies, such as bubbles. For anything that actually has a height similar to Nigel, we're going to try and just do a jump slash. It's a little bit easier than a rising slash, but it still works pretty well. So as I'm actually playing this game, I'm holding the controller in a really weird way. I actually have my ring and index fingers, excuse me, my index and middle fingers. I swear I know my anatomy. On the A and B buttons, so I can actually do those. And now we're at a waterfall shrine. So hey, we got knowledge? Question mark. Okay, so yes, back to the dog toss a little bit. I'll answer some questions in chat as long as I can, keep up with chat today. So the actual way of doing that trick of getting a treasure from the top of the statue is you step on the dog, then you step on the guard, and then jump on the top of the statue. That was how it was intended. You're not supposed to be able to pick up dogs. However, once that was found, it's like, all right, let's pick it up and throw it on top of the statue. And when you do that, you get a livestock. All right, so as we went back to town, we were told that the enemy tribe that lives across the bridge, that broke the bridge, has fixed the bridge and came over and kidnapped the princess. So they're asking us to go save the princess. And we're like, screw that, we're treasure hunters. But unfortunately, we do need to kind of rescue the princess. All right, you're not moving. All right, I hate mushrooms, by the way. Okay. All right. And I'm not getting any lucky drops. That is sad. I'm going to apparently take up a few gigs. I don't do that if I am going on PB strats, but where I'm in a marathon, I definitely try and get as many as I can, because this game will just wreck you if you're not careful. Also, there's the princess, and she is to be a sacrifice to the orc gods. So I'm sure we'll come across Gork and Mork here before long, but we still got to rescue the princess because we can't get any further until we do, sadly. We don't thankfully have to rescue everybody in this game, because that would be, unconducive. Words. It would not be becoming of a treasure hunter to save everybody. So we'll go ahead and grab this livestock. And also shout outs to that chicken, living its best life. And we're going to grab this item over here called the Idol Stone. We need this to actually get into the next area we need to, which is called the Swamp Shrine. So now we got to backtrack just a little bit, hoping for some lucky drops. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lucky drop. Whew. We love to see that here. That was not lucky, though. There we go. So, we're going to get a first taste of isometrics in this game. There's a stair right there that leads up to this livestock here. Alright, so I'm hoping for a good swamp walk. Please get out of my way. 3. We'll stay up on this side. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No luck there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they kind of moved out of the way for me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and open this door with the idle stone. The only time we actually need to use it. And we're going to do Swamp Shrine. So, we're going to... the first things first is we're going to do a trick called Ball Skip. Literally just stand on that, jump up there, and doors are just suggestions. 1... Alright, 1, 2... Alright, so one thing I didn't mention yet is the reason we did that little bit of a sequence break back at Waterfall Shrine was so that we didn't have to use a key. Much like in the original Legend of Zelda, keys can carry over to other dungeons and they're universal, so as long as there's a door and you have a key, you can use it. So this will allow us to do a few sequence breaks that will come around later. So you may also be asking, Ari, why are you running the Japanese version? And there are a few reasons as to why. One of them is actually that I mentioned before. Doors are kind of suggestions in this version, meaning that I don't have to do what's called a gold bag jump, which in the US version, in order to do some of the same tricks, we have to do an input buffer to jump on a gold bag as it drops, to jump on top of it to do the same thing. I don't like doing that. So we're not going to. Alright, please get out of my way, thank you. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. That was actually, they actually lined up really well. Can you... Oh, that was actually a really good fight. Alright. Yeah, Swamp Shrine in this speedrun is actually kind of my scariest moment. Because we are low health. There are a lot of things that can just destroy us. Oh, it's like that. So, stalk that land. Thank you, Queen. Queen is my lovely wife, and she just got done fishing and has brought home dinner. So, thank you, Queen. I can't wait to try that. By the way, what fish did you catch anyway? I am very curious as to what I'm having for supper tonight. 1, 2, 3. Not a lot going on right now, other than just making my way through the Swamp Shrine. A lot of killings, and you do have to actually kill these to open the door. If I had more e-geeks, I would, and I'm actually doing really well on my e-geek count, I would try to do a door skip. And in some cases, it is a little bit more beneficial to do a door skip, but we'll actually do our first one later. Yeet. Alright. And we actually only need to hit one of those buttons. Bunch of perch. And some other things. Alright. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and use one of the e-geeks here because I do need to do a little bit of a damage boost. That is not how I want to do that, but whatever, that works. Alright, so now we got what I call the lag room, and we have to hit all of these buttons, but if we're quick enough and make these corner jumps well enough, we can actually not get stuck behind that giant boulder. But as you can see, there's so much going on the screen that everything just lags. Alright, so got 3 e-geeks. I should be fine as long as my combat's good. Hey, get out of my way. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. Hey. Alright, so this is one of those cases where the orcs need to cooperate. That door only stays open as long as something's on that button. And unfortunately, much like actual orcs, you know, I'm saying actual as if they actually do exist in the real world, they don't cooperate. All right, so here's going to be a door skip here. We're going to get right to this enemy's hitbox and walk right through the door. Like I said, doors are suggestions. Speaking of orcs, here are the two orc gods that the princess is going to be sacrificed to. Hello to Gork and Mork. They are cunning but brutal, yet brutal but cunning, and they're both dead. So we save the princess. We probably should follow her out, right? I'm sure she'll be fine. So that door skip that we just did, we're going to be using that quite a bit. All right, so I need to focus here because this is, if I miss this jump, it's going to really take me out of my livestock count. So we got that. Kill this mushroom. And we're kind of back to where we started. The game wants us originally to go through this door first to get an extra key, but we had an extra key because we did that skip in Swamp Shrine. The reason we do this now is blue bubbles now take only 2 hits to kill, where white bubbles now only take 1. Unfortunately, the mushrooms still take extra. But because we have the extra life stocks... Back, thank you. I'm also trying to collect as much money as I can right now, because we do need to buy... we need to buy 3 life stocks in this run. So I do need to have a certain count. Hello. There we go. Also, am I going to get the swag kill? Swag kill. We got it. Imagine me being nearly 40 and... Actually, you know what? Let's do another door skip. There we go. And that's Swamp Shrine. Easy. Got it first try. I decided to do the door skip rather than fight just because I had the e-geeks and it's quicker to get that door skip at the end. And also my gold count's doing pretty good right now. I need 206 by the time I get back to the second town. Oh, there's lucky... Wow, that's 2 lucky e-geek drops today. I'm gonna need it because I'm down to 1 health already. Please let me go, thank you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wow, that white bubble actually took 2. That could have been disastrous. So yeah, damage sometimes can have a plus or minus of 1 depending on enemy's defense. There's a whole calculation and a whole formula to it, but there's a lot that it goes on, so it's like, just have a certain amount by this point and you'll be fine. So now that we've rescued the princess, we need to, you know, just go talk to said princess. Alright, so I only need 9 more. I should be okay. So we're gonna go check in on the princess by talking to the father. And the mayor of the town's going to reward us with a, what's called a red jewel. What is the red jewel? It's an item. Do we need it? No, we'll be fine. We need it to advance. We don't need it for anything else. Alright, so now that the princess is safe, we can advance. And get past what I usually call the trudge of the game. The first 2 dungeons are quite dangerous. I almost jumped right into that. 1. I need 3 more gold. Should be fine. Okay, so I should have enough. 1. I jumped there just to try and push them back in case they do come up, like so, rather than run right into them or try and walk around them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Also, everyone in the town now is happy. The chicken is no longer on sugar. Just gonna throw that there. I actually have enough for an extra e-geek. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. Again, it's a marathon. Safety first. So everybody in the town's kind of apologetic. They're like, I don't know what caused the orcs to possess us. We're sorry we, caused war with our neighboring tribe, broke the bridge, repaired the bridge, and then kidnapped the princess, which I'm like, why didn't you just kidnap the princess, then break the bridge? That would have made more sense. That's what Ganondorf would have done, but Ganondorf's not in this Zelda-like game. Alright, so the main reason for rescuing the princess is so that we can push this rock now. And by we, I mean these two, because we're treasure hunters. We don't do manual labor. That rock's been pushed. Alright. So, well, I ran into that. So, FYI, there are some flashing screens in this game. Alright, so there's a little bit of a side mountain here, and on top of the mountain is a swordsman who will give us a magic sword. The magic swords in the game, when... Actually, I should explain. Everyone sees that little sword icon. Oh my god, I did not get it. I'll explain that one in a minute, too. So the sword icon, when you have a magic sword equipped, will slowly... the bar will slowly fill up, and when it's at full... when the bar is full and you swing your sword, you'll deal extra damage based on what sword you have equipped. The swordsman at the top of that mountain gives us the magic sword, which you would think would actually be a good upgrade, but, we don't need it. We're fine. So, coming up to the town of Ryuma, and, there's this weird guy jumping here. He's like, oh my god, the mayor's been kidnapped, because that is a theme in this game, is people getting kidnapped. And he's like, I gotta tell everyone in town. So we're gonna steal their heart here. We talked to this guy who's like, hey, the mayor's been kidnapped. We're too scared to go to the thieves' hideout and rescue him. Can you do it for us? And it's like, I don't want to. I want to get to the town of Mercator. But we kind of have no choice. Also, say hi to Kayla, Wally, and Ink again. They have followed us from the mainland on a raft. However, I think they forgot to bring an oar. Bye. They're gone. I'm sure we'll never see them again. Alright, so we're coming up with Thieves' Hideout now, which is actually my favorite dungeon in the game as far as some of the platforming that goes on. There's a lot that happens here, not so much in the way of combat. There's only a few combat sections, but the neat parts are mostly related to just how the movement goes. And also, by the way, anyone who actually knew the story behind my Limit Break run, I went to practice when I was at Limit Break. Nice, we'll take that. That was the fourth one I got. I went to practice, and all of a sudden, my controller stops working. Not all the way, though, just the down button. So I'm like less than 12 hours away from my run, and I don't have a working controller now. So I end up having to use a loaner controller, which it's a 30-year-old controller, and the D-pad it worked. The D-pad was just a little bit soft on it. So yeah, it was a rough time. And the thing is, I love this controller I have. The controller I'm using is known as a Retrobit. It's called a Big 6. And the Big 6 controller it's an aftermarket. It's fairly modern. It came out only a few years ago. And it's a 6-button Genesis controller, but it's on the form factor of a 3-button. And so when I first played it, I noticed that it actually controlled really well. So it's like I fell in love with this controller for this game. And when it broke, I'm like, I gotta go back and use a regular controller now because I don't have anything I can use it for. So, needless to say, my run was it was a fun run. I fully enjoyed it, and my commentator, Emily Sporley Drombees, she's fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful commentary. Much better than you, Laurel. Yes. She's just gonna lay there. So, as soon as I got home, I ordered another Big 6 in hopes that this one doesn't break. And as you can see, my movement's actually I'm actually doing really well with my movement. Also, I'm also going to point out, I had 2 spare keys going into this dungeon. You're actually supposed to go down to the bottom floor, pick up another key, come back up, get another key, and then finally do this. But we ain't got time for that. So we're actually up here. This is the Guardian. Wow, he just parried everything. So, all right. We're also taking a lot of damage, but there's the mayor. We just rescued him. Gonna grab this. And we're gonna grab an item called lithograph. So lore-wise, a lithograph is an item that's basically supposed to tell us the location of the 5 jewels. And tell us that you need the 5 jewels and the Eye of Gola in order to open the pathway to King Nole's treasure. However, Kayla, Wally, and Ink kind of found us, and they have threatened to eat Friday unless we hand over the lithograph. I was about ready to say Friday, just, take her, but, we're speedrunners, we don't need a lithograph. When Friday says, yeah, I know enough about it anyway. So, we lost the lithograph. Please fall down, thank you. Yeah. So now we're coming up on some really good platforming here in a minute. Not that, that's not good platforming. That's just jumping on statues' heads. Because again, if it moves in this game, and sometimes even if it doesn't, you can jump on it. Also, shout out to Big Balls. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to be quiet here real quick. There we go. I don't think I can get the cycle. Nope, I was going to miss it. That's fine. I got most of the platforming there. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. All right, now I need this ball to cooperate with me. Thank you. And another livestock. So this is actually where we're supposed to go to get the second key into this dungeon, but again, we just don't do anything. We got one more night to fight. 4, 5, 6, 7, and we realize it's a tarp. We were standing on the tarp. That's why it went out from under us. Grab one more e-geek. We can only hold 9, so we're actually at max, which I'm really surprised I'm at max e-geeks right now. Not gonna lie. I'm happy about it, but I'm really kind of impressed that I have that many. I've had 4 lucky drops, which was also very lovely. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was going to talk about. So, monsters can pick up each other's drops, which sucks. It really does. Well, okay, it doesn't suck if it's gold, because if they pick up another gold bag, when you kill that monster, it just adds to the total gold drop that you get. However, if they pick up an item, you lose it, which is what happened back there when I had a drop. I tried going after it, but the orc got to it first because the orc's greedy like that. And they say orcs is best. Alright, so we're actually almost coming to the end of Thieves' Hideout. Just got one more little detour to do. And just one more night. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grabbing that livestock and grabbing this key. I'm actually going to go ahead and use an e-geek, not the gold statuary. That would be bad. There's one more e-geek I can grab, and I kind of just want to have full health right now. Why? Because remember, this is a marathon. Safety first. All right. And that's it for Thieves' Hideout. Ari, you have to hit the A button, not the B button. Alright. So, the other thing I want to mention is I have actually forgotten to talk to the mayor after freeing him. He gives you an item called a safety pass, and that will allow you access to the next town. He also gives you a little bit of money, because, hey, you know, what's 100 gold between someone who just rescued you? Risk life and limb to those, 5 orcs. And you know, he's a cheapskate. as our most politicians. There, I said it. Hot take of the day. Also, we try to avoid the quagmire worms. Like I said, when I call them quagmire worms, if you actually just look at their face, you can't see anything other than Quagmire from Family Guy. Alright. So we're kind of taking this beach right now, just because it is a little bit of a shorter path. Gonna try not to kill red bubbles, because they can drop, I believe, detox herbs, which kind of mess with our inventory. I said not to kill them, Mary. Yes, legally distinct from Link. Exactly. Yeah, Link's only in it for the money. Speaking of which, they say, yeah, we'll let you pass. We know you have the safety pass, but we'll only let you pass if you give us 200 gold. We say, step aside, let a real person come through. And they're like, okay. We see you have a giant sword. We see how confident you are in your walking. We're going to let you pass. So we're in Town of Mercator, biggest town in the game. We talked to those guards there, and that sets up a trigger for an event that we're supposed to be doing right now, but we have extra keys, and we're going to do a bit of a big sequence break here by going here, and we're going to empty the pond that lets us go to Green Maze. We're not going to do Green Maze right now, but nice. But it actually is a little bit quicker just to do that now, since we're on this side of town anyway. But anyways, yeah, the guards aren't letting us into the castle. The Duke of Mercator, who's kind of like the, king, the monarch, or whatever, is basically, he's holding a get-together and a feast of very skilled swordsmen and warriors to defeat the evil wizard Mir. And evidently we want an invite. I don't know why, but in order to get an invite, we have to go to, I believe in the US version, it's called a dance studio. I'm gonna say, if you know, you know. It's not a dance studio in this version. Just saying. So we talked to this girl after talking to the person at the dance studio, and she sees her father in red over there. His name's Arthur, and he's like, yes, I'm going to the dance studio. I'm going to pay you money so that no one knows that I'm going to this dance studio, because I am an honorable knight. You're gonna laugh at me if anyone finds out I'm going to this dance studio. I have a reputation to uphold, by the way. So we're trying to get into the dance studio. However, they only allow adults in. So, 18 or older. The funny thing is, Nigel's actually 88. So that woman there tells us to go see the fortune teller, and the fortune teller turns us into an adult. Anyone who's played Phantasy Star 3 enough knows that in order to become an adult, you have to grow a mustache. So we are now adults, and he's like, yeah, it's 5,000 to get in, but you are like our 100th customer or something like that. So you get a freebie today, a free dance lesson, shall we put it? So she takes us into this very, very secluded room with a table on it, and they're going to show us table dancing. However, Friday does not like that we're doing this, and basically takes the spell off of us. Just grown a mustache. Anyways, Arthur's coming out from a very successful dance lesson, and it's like, oh my god, I've been caught. I must kill this person. So he challenges us to a sword fight. Easily, just one swing goes down. I could make more jokes here, but I'm running out. I'm sorry, everyone. So Arthur's like, if you keep my secret, I'll let you attend the Duke's feast. He's looking for swordsmen, yada, 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 to defeat the evil wizard Mir, yada, yada, yada. So, it's quite an honor for us to be accepted to this feast. Such an honor that we are not going to go to it. Which kind of sucks too, because I do enjoy the music that plays at the end of the feast, with Ludwig playing the piano. However, we ain't got time for that. But basically, the premise is that he tells us to defeat this wizard, but in order to get into the tower, we need to get an armlet from a dungeon called the Crypt. And the Crypt is a very cryptic place, and we don't want to do it because it's just a puzzle dungeon. So we ain't got time for that. We're actually just going to go right to the wizard's tower. And this is yet another reason why we're playing the Japanese version of the game. Evidently, Gork and Mork recreated them quite a bit. And now there's a lot of them. So we hit a hidden button back there to make that platform rise. Get us one more livestock. 24 is where I want to be right now. Please stay away from me. Thank you. Mushrooms. At least it didn't poison me. Excuse me. All right, so orcs, please. All right, so this is the spot before the tower. We're going to say hi to our good friend Papyrus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to have him follow us. Come on, Papyrus. Oh, he needs one more. All right, we're going to try it again. So there's a reason we're doing this here. And that is to get that drop right there. So that's called tree removal glitch. And what it does is if a gold bag drops at the same spot where that tree is supposed to be, and you can actually do it in a couple different spots, it'll drop an item. And that item actually happens to be the magic sword. So that is exactly why we didn't go ahead and go up that mountain. Also, that I didn't get a chance to explain it. That was an armlet skip. And that is how we actually avoid having to go to the crypt. It's a little bit of a luck. There is some frames to work with, and I got it first try. So, let's frickin' go. Oh, I don't need... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use one right now. And I'll grab it. I forgot I was full. Come on. 5. 3, 4, 5. All right, so Mir's Tower is a little bit... I have to have a lot of e-geeks here because there's a lot of damage boosting here. Gonna do a little corner jump here, and I failed it. All right, that's fine. Gonna try it again. There we go. Little corner jump to skip having to go up there. We need to kill these mummies. I was hoping to line them up because I did have a full charge on my sword. The magic sword, when you actually hit somebody with a full charge, will deal double damage. There are better swords in the game, but this is actually the only sword upgrade we're going to get. In this run anyway. If I was doing something like, all equipment, I would be using the Thunder Sword. Not at this point, though. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They did not line up well. Okay. Coming up on what's called the world's hardest jump. Yep, and I'm not making it look easy today. This is actually a very tricky jump, because you really have only a couple pixels to work with. There we go. Third try. Let's go. I mean, first try. Everyone saw that. That was first try, right, everyone? No one's helping. I get it. I get it! No one likes me. So the item we got there was actually just a clove of garlic. I guess, grocery prices have gone up so much that you have to actually go into a wizard's tower to find some garlic. But the garlic's actually for this guy here. If we have to use the garlic there to scare off our doppelganger. His name is Miro. He does not like garlic, so I'm guessing he doesn't like Italian food all that much. All right, going to hit this button here, and I'm going to try to do... There we go. Try and do that skip. That's not an easy skip to do. I hit the button as a backup. All right. 1. Thank you. Oh, I missed it. Sorry. I was using a spike ball as an elevator. I'll be doing that a few times, not gonna lie. Every time. That ball always seems to get me. Alright, I do need to use an e-geek here because I'm gonna die otherwise. And kind of facing the opposite direction of where we want to go when we take damage. That way we get pushed in the direction we do want to go. Like so. And the Japanese version actually, if you have iframes, then a lot... That is not what I wanted to do. if you have iframes in the Japanese version, you actually can clip through like spike balls and everything like that, which is how I was able to do that. How I was able to do that clip in the zombie room back there. Time it, please. Thank you. You know, sometimes that just happens. Totally fine. Also, who doesn't love a good teleporter maze? Orcs, please leave me alone. I said, please leave me alone. 4. I thought I had you. Guess I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have a lot of money I need to collect. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can. I need at least 600 to finish the game. I'm actually really doing well on my e-geek count. I'm playing better than I thought. And the reason I'm playing better than I thought is mostly because I actually have a controller that I'm used to. Yeah, I don't fight these guys. I'm gonna die. Oh, I didn't die. Imagine my surprise I didn't die there. You know, I jinxed myself. Not gonna lie. Come here. Alright, so we have to kill those, and that'll make Miro appear. We can kind of just jump here and just kind of bully him a little bit. He did get an attack off. Not very happy about that, but yeah, what can you do? Alright, so we've reached the top of the tower, and this is Mir. He is the wizard that we were sent to kill. And so we're going to kill him. 2, 3. No, I only got 2. Oh, because I only got 2. There we go. So Mir has the purple jewel. And Friday's like, give us the jewel and also stop terrorizing the people of our Mercator. Mir says the jewel's yours, but it's actually the Duke that's doing the terrorizing of the people and doing it under my name. He also lets you know that, hey, the Duke's also my brother. So you can kind of take that with fact that, you know, my brother's kind of a douchebag. I'm going to grab these safety e-geeks here. Because again, this is a marathon. And what do we say in marathons? Safety first. And there's a purple jewel, and we are out of the tower. Please. Hi, Sans. How you doing? Doodle-doo-doo. So, we've been kind of duped here a little bit. We were, you know, sent to this tower, even though we never talked to this Duke person. And we're like, hey, maybe this Duke knows more about the treasures. So we're going to go speak to him. We're kind of angry right now. We're so angry, in fact, we have such an angry walk. That is still... That walk animation can be taken as, like, anything. Ari, you did say you were going to kill red bubbles. And what are you doing? You're killing red bubbles. Alright, so with our angry walk, we are going to march right into the castle. I mean, look at us marching. Also, shout out to whoever the cobbler is for Nigel's boots. So good that Sora from Kingdom Hearts ended up using them. So, get a little bit of a story here. We did skip things early, so the Duke kind of knows who we are. So, we got the purple jewel, we defeated Mir, and the Duke's like, bravo, bravo, you did so well, and my guards are just going to capture you now. And he's like, oh, you look so distressed. How about maybe the eyesight of a pretty lady would help you? And since he can't look through the TV screen and see me, he actually has to look at Kayla. Kayla's like, yes, ha ha ha, we are evil, we are working with the Duke, we're going to get the treasures, he's going to split it with us. And the Duke literally pulls out the rug from under her. The Duke's like, no, I just wanted the lithograph from you. You're down here now. So we get thrown into the dungeon. Also, Nigel, again, takes no fall damage. So this is the dungeon. Not a lot in the way of combat, early on anyway. Also, I don't know how Kayla, Wally, and Ink got into that predicament, but a little bit of corner jump there. And then we got a pot puzzle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, slash that, boop, let's go. Now we're going to do a little bit of a break here as well. Use the Japanese glitch to clip through that ball to make the timer on that. That button's on a timer, so if you don't make that fast enough, then it just closes and you have to redo it all over again. So, gonna keep on moving. Because no dungeon can contain us. We're Nigel. We're a treasure hunter. And I can never make that jump. I can't say I can never make that jump. That's a really tricky one. Especially to do it fast. Go here. Hug this wall here. Grabbing that livestock. There are a couple e-geeks I can grab here, but I'm already full and I don't need them, so I'm not going to grab them. Grabbing my money. Grabbing my money. Because again, we're treasure hunters. Oh, this mummy did not follow. That means I gotta walk. I hate walking in this game. Nigel and Rick Astley, yes. Alright, so this is the climb of the tower. We got a few knights to kind of take care of. And again, I'm taking their money because I need 600 by the time I get out of this... Not out of this dungeon, but just out of this area. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and top off. Because there are 2 e-geeks right here. And basically the escape is just fighting through these. If I'm lucky, I can hit 2 of them at the same time, but I got to be a little close to them. Jump up here, jump back down, and I can kind of just lock him right in there. Now, I need at least 11 health to get past here. Good. They actually cooperated. You just damage boost to them. Those ones you actually don't need to kill. So we made the top of the tower, and we're met up with one of the other swordsmen that the Duke hired. His name's Zach, or Zed in this version, I think. And he has Princess Lara, who the Duke originally kidnapped, but Zach is like, yeah, I'm gonna kidnap her as an insurance policy. I don't trust the Duke. Come find her. Princess Lara thinks Nigel is a prince, and she actually has no cares that she is being kidnapped, grabbed by the hair, and just flown off into God only knows where. She's actually having fun being kidnapped. Is she related to Princess Peach? Find out next time on this episode of Dragon Ball Z. Is that what I want to say? Also, shoutouts to those kids who replaced the guards. Listen, I know child labor is probably a thing with the Duke running things, but anyways, now that we got out of the dungeon, what we're supposed to do is go through the castle and get a key that opens up that thing, or that door which we did earlier, and takes us to Green Maze. So why are we going to a place called Green Maze? Well, in the story, because lore is important in this game, the Duke is going after the treasures, but he broke the lighthouse, and no ships are leaving, so we can't chase him if there's no ships leaving. So there is a way to fix the lighthouse, and we need to get what's called a sunstone here, and it's in Green Maze. Oh, come on. Okay, they lined up perfectly. So we have to kill those 2 wizards there to make that treasure chest appear. Is it required? No. Is it helpful? Yes, because it's a livestock. So Green Maze is... Anyone who's played this game, this is probably where you quit. Not gonna lie, this is where I wanted to quit originally when I first played it. It's a maze, it's green, and it's going to challenge your perception. Which again, I'm mostly blind. I have no depth perception. For a speedrunner, though, Green Maze is kind of dull. There are some really cool platforming sections, but there's not a lot going on. There's only 2 combat spots. However, can I get this jump? I can. I can do it with this controller. Also, there is a dead dog there. We don't like that, so Friday's gonna use an e-geek, and we have Happy Dog now. Because we don't like dead dogs here. We like living dogs. We love good dogs. Also, shout outs to all dogs out there, because you're all good dogs. No such thing as a bad dog. Even when I was doing a dog toss, that was not a bad dog. That was a good dog, because when it comes to dog toss, you can have a good dog or you can have a great dog, but there's no bad dog. So basically, we save the dog, and the dog has us follow him to his master, which is the lumberjack, and the lumberjack happens to know our name. So Friday is like, "Are you a spy for the Duke?" And the lumberjack's no, my dog told me. Duh. It's like, doesn't your dog tell you stuff too? And we're like, what? So the lumberjack gives us an item called the Einstein whistle, which allows us to talk to animals, which is what he has as well. This is actually what's also needed to access the dog dungeon, also known as the witch's hut. Come on. Can I make it? Oh, I didn't make the cycle. That's fine. Yes, but was it the dog's fault, or was it just how the dog? I wouldn't blame the dog. I will never blame dog. I was bit by a dog once, didn't blame the dog. And it was a German Shepherd that bit me when I was like 6. Grabbing another light stock here, and grabbing a doll. A doll is basically, it's your other healing item in the game. It will fully restore your health, but you actually have to use it. All right, can I get this jump? Got it. That's very tight. I've been good with getting that one lately. Also, Kayla, Wally, and Eek got out of the dungeon, and now they're lost in Green Maze. I'm sure we're never going to see them again. Actually, I'm positive we're never going to see them again. That was it. Yes, that's what I agree with you on, Booster. There had to have been something to cause dog to be bad. Right behind this waterfall is a door. I'm going to grab the money, because I am a little bit lower than I'd like to be. Grabbing a livestock there as well. And now we come into the like, how am I supposed to know that portion of Green Maze? Well, almost. Hello? I'm 100 short. I'm not liking my gold count right now. Alright, so, yes, how are we supposed to know any of this? This is why we have the Nintendo the Sega hotline. Absolutely, because there's actually a little spot right here you're supposed to jump up to get up here. Yeah, exactly. How are we supposed to know that? But that's the end of Green Maze. However, the Sunstone's right there, and there are trees in front of us, and we actually can't use the tree removal glitch to get past them. So, we gotta do what's best, and we have to use the Einstein whistle, which I'm gonna tell you, for anyone who actually can hear the whistle, I'm gonna translate it for you, and it says trans rights. So, I hear it, it's so beautiful. Trans rights. Just say it over and over. But the lumberjack hears it, it's like, I hear the trans rights whistle. I gotta help Nigel. See, anytime I hear the whistle too, I realize I have to play this game. So the lumberjack cuts the trees off. We say bye to Einstein, who's the dog. I'm gonna grab this sunstone here, and we're done. I think I will take the safety heal, though. So there is a little healing platform right here. I'm going to take it. Again, it's a marathon. Safety first. I've only said that like 20 times already. Thankfully, we'll never have to come to Green Maze again. Until I play this game again. And then we'll come back to it. So that is Green Maze. We're gonna walk back. Other than that, this is kind of a dull section of the game. A little bit of combat, but I also need to find another 100 gold somewhere. I mean, I could have killed those mushrooms and got some, but I don't like killing the mushrooms. Of all things for it to drop, I did not want a Lucky E-Geek drop at that point. I was like 6, I think, at this point. Which is funny, because I think I got like 2 during my entire run at Limit Break. Check the couch cushions, that's probably where I need it. I still need about 100. I can get some on the way. And I thankfully don't need to buy any more E-Geeks, because I'm maxed out. I'm actually playing well. I thank the controller, it's a fresh controller. Which can only mean one thing. During the Alf race tonight, I'm going to play just as well. Which I'm sure my opponents are going to love. $20? I wanted a peanut. That was basically my reaction right there. It's like, E-Geek, I wanted money. E-Geek can buy you lots of money. It's like, actually, no, it can't, Ari. Oh my god, I missed that. Yes, shout-outs for the race tonight. How did I miss that? I'm actually very much looking forward to that. I'm glad I have a few hours to rest in between, because I need to hone my salami-wielding skills. 39, 41, 43. I might be able to. It's going to be close. Not going to lie, this is going to be close. The Alf love, as it should be. Alf is love. Besides, we all know I'm probably going to get to the second shop in the game during that run and just get the Alf book by accident. Just because that's how I play. Have willingly... I don't know if I would say willingly. Alright. So, we're at the top of the lighthouse. Bright screen warning. He's going to fix the lighthouse. And how are we going to thank him? Thanks for fixing it. We're just going to jump right through you. Oops. Yeah, that was my GDQ run, was the oops book percent. Also, shout out to this kid at the bottom of the stairs here who's going to have me land right on him and not care. Everyone's got such hard heads in this game. Alright, so lighthouse is fixed. I did buy 1 extra livestock. And I need 45 more. So I think what I'm going to do is take the long path just to get the extra money. Kid's name? Matt. Yes. Gosh darn it, Quagmire. I said, gosh darn it, Quagmire. Two. Thankfully, Cyclops has dropped 4. 2, 1. I call them Cyclops as they have 2 eyes. Ogres! They're ogres. 1, 2. I should be fine. I'm not at 300 right now, but I should be fine. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, those worms look so much like Quagmire. Arnold, yes, we are. This is my warm-up. Nigel doesn't wield a salami, but, you know, it all works. So, I can't buy E-Geeks. I am sad about that. I'm so sad, I'm going to use one. I'm going to exit and come back because, you know, I want to have a full health bar and a full stack of E-Geeks. So much so, I'm just going to take this and walk away with it. And just jump over this guy. Because again, if it moves, you can jump on it. So this is the ship to the new land. So we can actually follow the Duke now. Also, let's give a shout out to the music, because now we get new overworld music. And how are we going to thank the captain for, you know, sailing us to this side of the island? We stand on his head, of course. This is Landstalker. When are we not standing on something we're not supposed to? So the Duke's already been here. He's already kidnapped all of the people of the village that we just passed. That's the village of Verla. Livestock hidden because isometrics. So we're supposed to go ahead and save. We're supposed to actually go ahead at this point and save the people of that village. But you know what? These. I was gonna say, how did I get double tapped? But I was like, I had poison, that's why. So yeah, the Duke kidnapped the people of the village of Verla to work on the mines. And the one person that remains there is like, hey, could you save the people in this village? It's like, sure, I'm going to go ahead and save the people of this village. So we're in the Verla mines right now. Going this way, doing that, and putting that right there. This is totally the intended way of doing it. Can't believe Alundra copied Landstalker. Now the livestock and an e-geek. So we're going to go ahead and, let's rescue these people. We're going to be the hero for once. I see a few orcs here. They all deserve to die. But you know what? I changed my mind. I'm just going to sequence break and do a door clip. And, we're out of the Verla mines now. Sorry, people. I'm not the hero you're looking for. Oh, the worms actually lined up perfectly. So, technically, I don't need to kill anything more unless I really need to. Ghosting those orcs, I am. I really am. More livestock. Swag jump. Swag jump. Let's go. Alright, and here's where we need to actually buy the last livestock. You know what? I don't feel like buying it. I'm just going to walk away with it. Heck with it. I'll buy it from him. Yeah, these... even though I'm kind of making this look easy there, Booster, a lot of this is actually very difficult. Speaking of difficult, we're coming up on Mushroom Hell, which very much could softlock me if I'm not careful. I have had that happen before. On a good pace, too, and the gray mushrooms just wreck you if you're not careful, because they can inflict any status ailment. I was gonna play it safe. And I probably will because Mushroom Hell. Please let me go. Alright, we are past Mushroom Hell. No Sprite Shadow. Yep, making it look way too easy. Alright, so we're in the town of Destil now. The innkeeper has an item that we want in this chest, and the only way to get him to move forward is we gotta just continually kick him in the face. Us dwarves enjoy being kicked in the face, absolutely. I hit the wrong button. We're gonna kick him in the face again. It was so good, we gotta do it again. Thank you. You know what? Since I made you do it twice, I'm gonna buy an e-geek from you as well. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dwarf. Hi, Thomas. That there's Thomas. Sometimes I don't like him. So the Duke's been through here, of course. He's already got the jewel from Verla. Also, that's the Mars stone up there, we don't need it. It's a ring. So rings in this game actually just provide other benefits. 2 of them increase the rate at which your sword charges. Also, shoutouts to the Duke right now, just sitting in an easy chair while on a raft. Not even caring. But he purposely rented all of the rafts that go to Lake Shrine. And yeah, so if we're gonna chase him, we need to get to a really high spot. Ah, how'd I fall that? Okay, try that again. So we're at a really high spot, and the Duke somehow just threw his chair over the raft. And he sees us at the top up here, and is like, you know what? Have fun. You're never gonna find us. That is what happens when you don't make a reservation for the airboat. Or the water boat in that case. Also, shoutouts to more isometrics. There's a chest right here. But if you turn around, there's one more. Again, how are we supposed to know that? That is exactly what the Sega hotline was for. Alright, so we gotta find a way to chase the Duke. I knew I was gonna miss that jump. This is what happens when I actually don't practice this game with an actual good controller. Or a fresh controller, I should say. So, we're kind of out of options. Only $5 a minute, that's basically what it was. Alright, is Thomas going to cooperate? Thomas, buddy! Oh, yes, you cooperated, thank you. He'll sometimes just be in front of me. So, the only way to catch the Duke is to go into the obligatory sewer level, known as the Destal Well. This is another very platform-heavy section, and missing a jump here is very detrimental to a speed run. Because you could fall a long way. And I have lost runs just to that. Here we're coming up on the Kobe room. We're going to kill these two bubbles. I hope they drop a gold statue. Oh my god. Thank you. I'm going to place this box here. This box here. We're going to pick up this box. And Kobe. 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 And that gives us a key. I don't know if that was the intended strat for it, but whoever developed it, thank you. I hate that room so much. So this is a very scary platforming section. Gonna grab that e-geek. Now we're just gonna jump across and grab this. I'm going to probably take it slow here, especially since there's a ball right there, but we're going to just take a ball right to the face. And climb up. I need the Spectres to cooperate with me here. Got them both, good. Don't need money anymore for the rest of the game, so... Grab this livestock. Almost got knocked down into the pit of shame. So I'm going to go here, walk across, grab this doll. Ride this platform. Alright, the scary section of Destal Well is gone. Hello. Okay. Doors are suggestions. You can actually go off top of them. Doing a sneaky step here to avoid a loading trigger. Because if we cross that line right there, the door closes behind us and then we have to fight a group of enemies, and that's just time consuming, so we don't like doing that. Here's Skellies. Okay. So, it's so good, we get to do it again. Sneaky step. Over the loading trigger. Another key. That room's actually a lot harder if I get stuck there. This one's not so bad. Oh my god. I do not like you. I actually don't want full e-geeks right now either. Alright, wow. Okay. Cooperate with me, please. There we go. Just skip fighting those altogether. They take a little bit of time to kill. So I just, I'm just gonna die and hope my fairy revives me. Alright, best room in the game? It's called the pot room. Oh my god, you really tried, didn't you? Oh my god. Well, that's never happened before. Alright, I gotta reset this room. Whee! That was fun. Alright, try this again. Because I need them to follow me. Because much like in the Swamp Shrine, there is a button there that is time pressed. So we need them to kind of walk over it so we can make our way up. So there isn't a boss here that's coming up that's actually completely optional. Oh my god, I bonked. It's completely optional, but for marathon safety, I am going to take this fight because it drops an item that is helps with the safety. And we're just going to kind of say no to him repeatedly. Until he just gives up. You know, you might want to try a different move there, buddy. Clearly, he's never played any fighting games. So the item we got there are the healing boots. I'm going to equip those now, actually. What the healing boots do is, for like every 32 steps or something like that, I actually restore 1 health. And that can be a huge help when it comes to EK counts as well, especially late game. So we take it for marathon safety. I don't get it in PB runs anymore. But I do. Please get away from me, green bubble. You deal 7 damage. That was weird. Anyways, I'm gonna try. Let's see if we can do this. It's not impossible, but there we go. So that's a little bit of a sequence break. You're actually not supposed to get up there until after you fight Zach. But again, if it moves, you can stand on it. We just do a little bit of a jumping game. And this is also where the healing boots are going to kind of pay dividends as well. I sometimes will purposely end the game with 58 life stocks, just to avoid doing Spectre jump. Please let me through. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I've had better, but they kind of lined up on top of each other. So it worked out fine. Alright, so we get 2 items called Statues of Gaia here. And we actually have to use 1 here, because there is a plaque that basically clues you in to using it. It's very cryptic, and I actually never found that out as a kid until probably, like, I played this again as a teenager. But you're supposed to use it there to get to Lake Shrine. The second one we're going to use later. And hope I don't mess things up with it. So this is Lake Shrine. It's one of the larger dungeons in the game, and we're just going to not do most of it. Gonna hit this button here. We're supposed to kill these and then use a key, but we kind of want to save our keys. So, also, gold golems are indestructible, and we're just going to wait right here while this golem gives us his best Final Fantasy victory pose animation. And there we go. There's a lot of tricky platforming here, but... Wow, first try. Get that life stock. Buffer a slash, because otherwise I'm just going to get pushed back. Grabbing a gold statue. So, I haven't talked about gold statues yet, but I will when it comes, or when we get up to Zach. I'm going to grab all 3 of these, and I'm going to grab this one last because it lines me up perfectly for this next skip. So we're just going to bully our way through and just jump right over that door, skipping a really large section. And getting up there, grabbing this life stock. And yeah, we're actually almost to the end of this dungeon already. But first we do have to say hi to Quagmire again. Quagmire, oh my god, he ran away. You know what? I'll say hi to this one then. Can I get this? There, I actually got that life stock on this pass-through. Key, please. Thank you. Alright, now I just really need the Quagmires to cooperate. You, come here. You, come here. You. Hey, you. Oh, I almost killed it. Wow. I was not intending that. Sorry, Quagmire. I didn't mean to hit you. Alright, they're all lined up. Good. There's a life stock, and it actually is how you're supposed to advance anyway. So that opens the door. Now, if we actually continued along there and got, we'd actually be able to get some new armor. But We just want to, you know, skip this area. Skip it entirely. And oh, look, there's the Duke. Come back. All right, that was easy. And we're going to go ahead and grab that life stock there. So basically, after you beat the Duke, he tells you all the 5 jewels are in the middle chest, and then when you go to get the middle chest, Zack will kill you. However, the 5 jewels are not there. The 5 jewels he still actually has. There's a life stock there. So even though we're dead, Mir finds us and just, you know, whisks us away, revives us, and then gives us an item called Axe Magic, which is how you're supposed to actually cut down trees. For those cases when we actually can't use tree removal glitch. And as you can see right now, things are dying a lot faster. Grabbing this doll up here. Thankfully, things are dying a lot faster. I am going to also take 1 extra safety. And I'm going to grab an extra gold statue. Only taking it because the final boss, if I get unlucky with tail swipes, I can lose gold power. So yeah, gold statues. When you use a gold statue, you're giving a limited time of having a full bar on your sword meter. It doesn't deplete until the timer runs out. So you can basically continually chain a bunch of powered up hits, which is why for some bosses, they're very important to have. So yeah, we now found out that the Duke has all 5 jewels, and he is right on the cusp of getting all of the treasures of King Nole. So we have to chase him yet again, which is why Mir gave us the Axe Magic. Because there's an area called the Mountainous Area, which we can't get to unless we actually use Axe Magic. So that is where we're going now. Work with me, please. Thank you. So we're actually coming up towards the end of the game. Once we get to Mountainous Area, it's like it's not downhill from here, but kinda. Oh, you are not at a good spot. I could have just damage boosted through it. Please leave me alone. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm sheathing my sword. Oh, by the way, that chest behind that wall was, of course, a life stock, because that's what Landstalker likes to do. Please. Alright, we see the big tree. We're in Mountainous Area now. 2. 1, 2. And a lot of what we need to do here is just pick up a few items. You're gonna just... Oh, he actually didn't jump on my head. Lag reduction, that's what I'm doing. Because this is another area that can just have a lot of lag because there's so many monsters on screen. And there's a gold statue here. Now we come to bridges. So, Zack's not happy with us for some reason. I don't know why. So he wants to fight us right here and there, but Friday's like, hey, that's not fair. You get the advantage because you have flight. Oh, I thought I almost missed that jump. That would have sucked. So Zack's like, hey, I'll be up there. Let's fight there. So we're like, okay, let's do that. Oh, wait, I gotta go up here. So we're gonna kind of position him right here. This is actually where a gold statue would come in handy, and we got a double KO, but because we have E-Geeks, you know, we kind of win. Plop. So Zack gives us an item called the Eye of Gola, which is what we need to get to the next portion. So we're going to do a Leap of Faith over here. Grab the Sea Geek. Grab one more gold statue. Heal up. And right here, we're going to use the Eye of Gola that he just gave us. Lag Day. That's a good one. I kind of like it. So, if anyone was watching at the beginning of this run, they know that they've already seen this dungeon. However, it's now full of monsters. So yeah, we are back at King Nole's cave, which is where we were at the beginning of the game. Piccolo room. We dodge. That's the only way I remember to dodge in that room, because if you get pushed back, you have to fight that whole room over again. So I call that room the Piccolo room. And if I do mess up on it, I ask myself, why didn't I dodge? Wow, that really pushed me back far. Alright, we're going to just kind of damage boost through everything here. There's a lot of enemies to fight, and I'd rather not fight them. So this is kind of where we fell earlier, except now that boulder's in the way, and now we can actually get the livestock. In the beginning, there's actually an invisible wall there that keeps us from actually jumping up there and getting it. Please let me through. That's not letting me through. You know what? We're going to just go ahead and use... I'll go ahead and use a doll. We are definitely not skipping lag day right now, though. We are hitting it. So I need to either kill all four of them or just get in their hitbox. So here's the Duke. He's very annoyed at us at this point that we followed him so much. So he has all 5 jewels, put them on the pillar, and now a magical song needs to be sung, which is what the princess is for. She refuses to sing it at first. Also, fair warning, there's a big flashing light coming up, so be prepared. So she refuses to sing it, and then the Duke threatens to put a spider down her dress. I guess that's fair. So, we're a hero, we did it, we rescued this princess now, who is fawning over Nigel so badly. It's like, oh, my prince, you've come to save me, blah blah blah, and then Friday's had enough, and it's like, Nigel's not a prince, you were just there. And they kind of just fight each other for a minute. Friday uses an aerial attack, it's super effective. They basically just... Lara's caretakers just come back and they pull her away. They're trying to get her back into her Pokeball. That's all it is. But she doesn't want to go back in, which is why we have the sad music now. That's alright. I'm sure the Pokeball is very nice and roomy for you, Lara. So, we're going to chase the Duke. Another flashing screen warning. I feel like I am missing a livestock somewhere. No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, we're good. Alright, 9 E-Geeks, full health. I'm not liking having full health right here, though. I probably should not have used the doll now that I think of it. Actually, yeah, I should not have used it because I forgot about the first skip. So this is the town of Kazalt. We're just going to completely ignore it and go right into King Nole's Labyrinth, which, in my opinion, has the coolest music in the game. You come here. Please. You are not cooperating. This is why I didn't want full health. Oh, that's actually very bad. That's really bad. There we go. This one's a little bit easier. Pull me through. Thank you. Alright, Orc, I need you to come here. There we go. Losing 2 E-Geeks is actually very good. I usually end up losing like 3 to 5. Speaking of losing, I'm going to go through a lot of them in this dungeon, even though I'm going to be taking some safeties. I do have a safety save in the event that things don't go right. All right, can I actually hit this? Ah, frig. There we go. Imagine not having a working elevator. You know, that joke made a lot more that sense when I was at Limit Break, because the elevator in that hotel did not work. So I kind of made a jab at the hotel. That was a fun time. Anyone who's never been to Limit Break, I suggest going, especially if you love RPGs. I had such a wonderful time. Alright. Now let's hope I don't fall into the dance pit. During Limit Break, because I didn't have my controller, I fell into this pit 3 times. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Kobe, let's go. Yes, welcome, Raiders. So we need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that should be in a good spot. So we actually need to use the Statue of Gaia right here. I heard the scream. We're good. Hey, you want to come here? Thank you. Okay, good. Hitting that button. Do not forget to hit the next button, Ari. If you do, then you have to do this room all over again, and you don't have a Statue of Gaia anymore. So you're supposed to either have the Sword of Ice or the Sword of Gaia at this point, but you can do the same thing with the Statue of Gaia. There is one other Statue of Gaia in this dungeon, but I don't know where it is. So I don't really have a need to. I'm usually good at this game. Usually. And thanks for the good luck. We're actually getting close to the end of the game. This is the penultimate dungeon. We do have 3 bosses to fight. And thankfully, because we still... Ari, that's not where you wanted to go. Because we actually have 3 keys... Excuse me, we have 2 keys. We did have 2 keys anyway. We used one already. So we're going to go this way. We're actually meant to do this after the first boss, but... we're going to just lure this guy over here. Going to get in his hitbox and just walk right through that block. And then we get to the endlessly falling room. Should be fine. There we go. There's a life stock there, which that's actually... It's not so much needed as it is... That is not where I want it to go. You know, it worked out. And those are the snowshoes. Those are like the only boots that are actually required in this game. Alright, so pick this up. We're gonna wait that cycle out. Alright, Knight, you wanna come here? Thank you. Really tough corner jump here, and I missed it, of course. Alright, room of shame. I'm actually going to take the heel of shame, too. If I miss that jump, I'm just taking it. Again, safety first. So because I missed the jump, now I got to wait. It's not an easy jump to hit, and I usually miss it like half the time anyway. So yeah, that extra life stock I got is going to basically make it so that I only need half the attacks to finish off the next boss. Going in at 57 is not fun. So talk to this dwarf here. He's like, hey, you kind of need rafts to get past this point. My son is guarding the last tree in existence in this underground. Why don't you go chop that tree down? And we're like, okay, let's go do that. I still want my healing boots, though. All right. Attempt number 2. I thought I was going to fall into the dance pit. 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, I only need 2 on that one. Yeet. Do, 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 do. So because we got that information, we can actually now go ahead and get the trees that we need to get those rafts. We're kind of back to where we were here, but we couldn't advance any further because we did need that flag triggered. And now we come up on the needlessly winding corridor. Because to this day, I still don't know why it's just winding. Using our axe magic to cut that tree down. And we got a couple logs. I don't know why we couldn't cut down some trees earlier to get logs, to chase the Duke, but, this is Genesis logic. Alright, now we can actually go the intended path. There's a hidden block over here that if I step on it, that happens. So we kind of have to jump over that corner. Alright, got... Oh good, you're kind of lined up. Not lined up well enough, though. So I actually do need to collect the money from them in order to make these buttons appear. Kobe, let's go. And now we're coming up on the first boss of the 3 in Nole's Labyrinth. And grabbing all the safeties. Almost didn't grab that safety, though. 2 e-keeks and a doll. And now we're going to actually come up to see the first iteration of using the gold statue. So we're going to kind of line ourselves up here, use a gold statue, and we're just going to continually slash and hope that the fire elemental kind of lines himself up. He's kind of trolling us, though. I do call him the troll elemental. But as long as we're slashing, the timer on the gold statue does not decrease. Or it decreases slowly. I'm not sure the mechanics of it. I just know that this is what we do. Is we continually do this. So we kind of just hug on here, and as long as we stay on the same side, we should be fine from getting hit by the fireballs. The fireballs hurt quite a bit. And by the way, I just went for a ride. So, believe it or not, there's a big damage increase that you do to this boss having 58 livestock as opposed to 57, which is why we do that block clip and do that first. Not so big of a deal if I'm actually doing Dog Dungeon, because I could get a couple extra e-keek lifestocks that way. Also, best sound effect in the game. Elemental. He is... There we go. He's down. So we get one of the gold items. Oh, he was a troll today. So there are 3 gold items in here that each boss carries, and we need to get each of them in order to actually get to the treasures. What's that? I turned the audio off because of the sound effects. The sound effects are very... the sound effects are very something. It's just the parry sound effect. But thankfully, I won't have continuous, like, parry sound effects. For the rest of the game, anyway. And thankfully, after we defeat the fire elemental, the block's gone, so I don't need to do block clip again. And because we've already done this room, we can just jump down. Yeet. There we go. All right, gonna try this again. Come here. There we go. Oh, I actually got that jump this time. All right, now we're back here. And we can kind of advance as to where we needed to before. So let's go ahead and drop a log. Nothing like dropping a log that turns into a raft. Don't know why I said that. I've got way more healing than I need for the rest of the game, but things can go sideways. Dropping another log. Again, no fall damage. So we're going to line ourselves up on this side. This is Spinner. We don't like him. Kind of line ourselves right here. And just pin him right in the corner here and just continually slash. Spinner hits like a truck. And he can one-shot us, even at full health. But that was a good Spinner fight. We take those here. And we get another piece of Gola. Also, behind this water fountain is the Hyper Breast, which is the strongest armor in the game. And I will equip that momentarily. And by momentarily, I mean now, because I just remembered I do have things I need to do. I meant to equip I'll equip the healing boots after. I got more than enough healing. Ideally, that's the last equip that you would do in a game, but because we're playing with safety strats, I will put the healing boots back on. So yeah, we've gone with the leather breast the entire game. And now we actually have really good defense now. I'm so scared of the dance pit now. But I'm 3 for 3. So... Kobe? And we're actually coming up to the final boss of this dungeon. Not of the game, but of this dungeon. So we've walked by here a few times already. Can you three line... Oh, please line up. Alright. And from here, healing boots. And that's the last equipment change we need to do. Speaking of needlessly winding corridors, they just want to extend... I'm going to get hit. No, we're good. They just want to extend how much fun you're having with this labyrinth. It's usually at this point I also get tired of the music. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Now, I'm hoping the skeletons line up and cooperate, but they probably won't. 1, 2. There we go. All right, those are thankfully the last skeletons we gotta fight. I hate the skeletons. Gonna ignore that. We did pick up one more key, so I actually don't need to do any more damage boosting. And that's the last key we actually need. So we've come up on our the final boss of this dungeon. Our good friend Miro. He's like, this time I'm not scared of garlic, which there actually is another clove of garlic in this dungeon. However, Miro still goes down just as easy. And I'm gonna double check to make sure I got all the pieces, because I just doubt myself like a million times over. I know I grabbed it from Spinner. I know I grabbed it from the Fire Elemental. So now we're at the final dungeon. This is King Nole's palace. This is where all of his treasures are. There's not a lot of combat coming up, though. Most of this is just really tricky platforming. And there's our last life stock of the game. Ball jump on that. And I'm gonna boost through that. Because corner jumps are for the birds. Right. They did not line up. Oh, round 2. There we go. Alright, so we're grabbing this last pot. And if I don't get this first cycle, I lose a ton of time. So I need to be quick. So we jump onto that. Jump. Ooh, I felt like I wasn't going to make that. Oh, that scared me. Da, 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 da. All right, we wait. Wow, I got knocked back so hard that I didn't even wait. Oh well. Kill these 2 knights. Do a little sneaky step to avoid activating those statues. And we're gonna play it safe. There we go. Okay, we're fine. So that's the last bad platforming section of the game. So this is the reason I actually don't play this on emulator. Input lag is such a thing on emulators that this is impossible for me. Even on like the Wii or even the Switch versions, I can't do that unless I'm actually on console. Jump. There we go. Alright, so we're going to jump through here. We're skipping a section. And as soon as we land on that, we just hold still, and there's all the platforming that we're doing. So we have a little bit of a boss rush now. Okay, I was going to say, did I have my healing boots on? But I do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, use one of our gold statues here. There we go. And after we kill that one, we're just going to continually jump slash. And what this does is this keeps us from losing our charge, or it basically slows down the charge, the loss of the charge anyway. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Wasn't quite ideal. Ideally, I wanted to push him that way. But it just sometimes does not work like that. So we're actually coming up with the final 2 bosses here. Just enjoy the music. And there we have it, everybody. We found the treasure of King Nole. We found it. It's just not ours. So as soon as we get here, King Nole himself is not happy that we made it this far. So now we have to fight what I call King Troll. So we're going to go ahead and use a gold statue. Much like the original Ganon, he likes to kind of teleport around. So we want to hit him and kind of push him into a corner, or push him onto an edge. And we can get anywhere from 1 to 5 hits before he teleports away. And ideally, we want 5. But Again, this is why he's Trolla, or excuse me, King Troll. I have not gotten a single 5 yet. There's a 5. Let's go. Ooh, that sucks. And King Nole's down. So, coming to the final boss, but first, the Duke shows up, thanks us for finding the treasure, offers to give us 20 gold for it, which is enough to buy a candy bar back in, like, the 90s. However, Gola, the dragon, shows up and does what we all want to do to rich people. Exactly. So we're going to get a free swing on there and use the last statue, or gold statue I have, and kind of get into a sweet spot. That is not the sweet spot I'm looking for. Right heat? Nope, not quite. Getting that spot's a little tricky. But I've got more than enough healing. Heat? I feel like my camera is a little off. Because normally I could just jump right here. I'm also getting tail swiped. There's 3. I think this is a good spot. Yep, there we go. Right here. So, we get the gold statue, we just stand in this spot, and no matter which direction he comes from, we can just hit him. However, if we are on the ground when a tail swipe goes through, we get stunned, and then we get what's called Gola's Blessing, which is basically just a fire attack. 6, 7, anyone who's played, like, A Link to the Past. Oh, I got stunned. There's Gola's Blessing. Good news is, though, because I died there, I'm still in my sweet spot. However, I did lose because I took a lot of, because I died twice, and also because a lot of the tail swipes have happened, I lost my gold power. So that is why I picked up the safety gold statue. He should be dead here pretty soon, so time is coming up. Maybe. And time. And there we go. We now have the treasures of King Nole. We are rich. Anyone who wants to send me the treasures of King Nole, actually, I have a Ko-fi link, so get but yeah, that is Landstalker. I honestly love this game. It is a lot of fun to speedrun. It's definitely a difficult game in many aspects just because of the isometrics, but this is probably one of the most satisfying runs that I have in my repertoire. Yes, more satisfying than Alf, which, hey, in a few hours you're all going to see me later in the race tonight. I'm going to get my ass handed to me, but it's going to be fun. So thank you all for the GGs, and thank you all for sticking around with me for a couple hours. I'll take a look at what the time was afterwards, because I'm probably ahead of what my estimate was anyway. I felt like this was actually a really good run. But anyways, everyone, I do hope everyone has themselves a great day. Continue enjoying SEGAthon, having a lot of fun with it. I will catch you all later. We're going to have some salami. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.